Hi, you're watching Professor Plays, and today I'm starting a new Factorio tutorial series. So let's start a new game. My idea was we can go through and you can play along at home as we do the tutorial. I'm going to do a playthrough where I will demonstrate some things, and then I think I will try to keep playing the same map, but I may play off camera, and then the next tutorial will be about a new item we want to discuss, so we'll see how that works. So I'm going to do new game. Next, I'm going to select Rail World. I'm going to recommend that for a couple reasons. The biters are less annoying in a Rail World. If you're new to the game, let me show you how to configure the map. That's what I'm going to talk about first. So Rail World, terrain, I turn cliffs off. I think they're annoying, and I don't want to be annoyed. I want to have fun. It's a game after all. So I turned the cliffs off. I didn't do anything under enemy. Now, if you're new to the game, you have a couple options. I would recommend, if you're very new to the game, that you turn off enemies altogether. Just clear this. No enemies. It's enough to deal with Factorio on its own, just learning all the things to build in Factorio without worrying about dealing with enemies. So that's my first recommendation. If you have played and you want to practice with enemies, you want to work your way up, turn on peaceful mode. The enemy bases will be there. They just won't do anything until you attack them. That'll give you a chance to build up your defenses, and then you can attack when you want to. So that would be my next recommendation. The next one is, the reason I chose Rail World is enemy expansion is off by default. This is the default setting in a Rail World. In a default game, enemy expansion is on. Now what that means is, if you go clear a biter base and you turn your back for a few minutes, they'll repopulate. They'll come back. They can actually get inside your wall if you're not paying attention. It's just a major annoyance to me. So I always turn that off when if I'm playing just for fun game. If I'm playing a Death World, that's different, but for a fun game, I turn that off. So Rail World turns that off by default. That's one of the things that Rail World, these are just presets up here. So this Rail World preset just turns off enemy expansion. So let's see, did I mess up something here? Yeah, so cliffs are off. Enemy expand, that's correct. And then under advanced, research queue availability, I want that to be always. So let me verify here. Resources, that didn't change anything there. Cliffs are off. Enemy, that's correct. And advanced, that is correct. Okay, so now I'm going to do, and I spun the dice a bunch, and I got a map seed that I think will be good for the tutorial, and this is it. 1999617-848. So let's take a look, and I'll talk about why I think this is a good map for a tutorial, especially if you're learning to play. These water features here are going to make it very nice to wall off this area. Water is a perfect barrier. So we can put a wall here, we can put a wall here, a little wall there, a wall across there, a wall up like this, maybe, and a wall across there. We'll have a nice area walled off, protected from the biters. With resources, here's our starting resource patches, which are not big, but then there's copper here, there's oil there. That looks like stone. There's iron there. There's even uranium. So we have lots of, and there may not be enough coal. There's a starting coal patch there. That looks like coal there, but it's not very much. Anyway, that's fine. There's, I'm not too worried about coal. There's coal there. So there's other coal spots around, but this is, I think, will be a nice map for doing our tutorial on. So there's the seed, and this is what I'll use. I'll just kind of, like I say, do a playthrough of this and use this as our tutorial. Alt key turns on alt mode. It's kind of hard to see with the flames, but some of these things are chests. You see there's iron plates in there. If I press the alt key, you can see what's in there. Control click gives you the items, and this is a chest. There's places in there where you can place items in the spaceship, and you can see it right there where I'm pointing. So I'm going to get the resources that we have. Oops. Scattered around. Now these are in the way. All right, they're on the iron mine. Just hold down the right mouse, and it picks it up. Now it does not go into your inventory. It just disappears. It's only a chest when it's there in the start initially. You can't put it back, but we don't need it. So it's in the way. We gotta get rid of this. Oh, I forgot to set my player color. Always forget to do that. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, so this is a coal rock. That's because it's a huge rock. A huge rock, but it has coal in it. So I call those coal rocks, as do a lot of other players. Those are nice. You can find those. If you look on the map, press M to go to map view. These little gray, beige, these beige squares, those are rocks. Can't really tell if they have coal in them or not, but those are all rocks that you can go mine manually. And that's, in the early game like this, that's the quickest way to get stone, is by mining those rocks. Like that. So I mined that rock and I got some stone, I got some coal. I can use that stone to create some stone furnaces. So if you left click, it builds 1. If you right click, it builds 5. If you shift click, it builds as many as you can build with the resources that you have. And then so give me these furnaces, and like that. And I have, you start with 1 burner miner, give me that burner miner. Give me my coal, put that down here in the quick bar. Control right click puts half the stack that you're holding in the item, and if you drag, it puts half the stack that you're holding, and it puts half the stack that you're holding in the next item. So now we're smelting. The burner miners mining, it's burning coal, mining iron ore. The iron ore goes out the direction of the arrow right there. It's going into the stone furnace. The stone furnace is getting iron ore right in there, which is then smelted into iron plate using coal as fuel. You can see the fuel is burning down there. And then to get the iron plate, you just do a control click, and you get the iron plate. Okay, so I'm going to use that iron plate, and I'm going to make more of these burner mining drills. Okay. So I'm going to need a couple of these here. Give me one of those. It takes a stone furnace to make a burner mining drill. So I just had to pick up one of my stone furnaces. There we go. And let's see if there's any more. There should be some more rocks around here. There's one there, but it doesn't have coal in it. If you point to it with the mouse, you can see what it has on the right. It has stone in it. Here's one that has coal, I think. Yeah. So let's get some more. These don't have coal, but I need the stone. This one has coal in it here. And this one down here it looks big enough. Let's see if it does. Yep. Okay, that's always nice when you find some of those. Do you have coal in you? You do have coal. Okay, you're not that far away. Oh, there's more over there. Okay, well, I won't get distracted and try to find every huge rock. All right, that's plenty. Oh, while I'm down here, let's grab some wood. You need to chop down a few trees to make the small electric poles. I'm just holding down the right mouse. Do you have coal in you? No. Do you have coal in you? Yes, you do. Okay, since you're here, I'm right here. I might as well. Okay, so now we can make 46. I'm going to do a shift left click and make a bunch of stone furnaces. Yeah, I'm going to put some. I did a control right click, put coal in there, and hold down control and hold down left mouse and just drag across the furnaces, and that will give you the iron plate. Now I can make more burner miners. Right click builds 5, left click builds 1. If you hover over an ore patch and press Q on your keyboard, it will give you, in your hand, it will give you a mining drill if you have one in your inventory. Oh, I'm building one more, aren't I? Yeah. And then, so control right click puts half what you're holding, left click puts the entire thing. If you press Z, you actually drop the item. Now, if you're standing over the ground and press Z, you drop it on the ground. If you move across the items quickly enough, you'll put the item, in this case coal, into the furnace or the drill. So I'm going to press Z. And if you're quick enough, it won't fall on the ground. Now these that did fall on the ground, just press F on the keyboard and you will pick up those items. There we go. Now I need to put some on copper. You need more iron to start with, but you do need a little bit of copper. 4 is probably enough for copper. Oh, I need a couple more. And I'm going to need even more. And I'm going to need more coal. Let's make some more burner miners and put them on coal. Right here is coal. So the burner miner is, you see the arrow, the yellow arrow? It outputs in the direction of the arrow. And what you can do on coal is you can feed one drill into the next like this and make a loop like that. And then if you take one piece of coal, I'm just holding down right mouse to get one piece of coal and put that in there. This one will output its coal into this drill, into this drill, into this drill, all the way around the circle. And they mine more than they consume, so the excess coal will build up in the drill, which then you can collect. So it actually feeds the neighbor. Well, it hasn't made it all the way around yet, but the coal has to make it all the way around the loop. So this one here, for example, you see there's extra coal. This one is not yet because it has not made it all the way around the loop. But it will. And then the extra coal builds up. And then to collect the coal, just hold control and left mouse and drag across. You see I harvested the coal from the mining drills. So that'll give me some coal. And then just keep, you see it's out of fuel. Control right click, just keep feeding fuel in there. And now let's go over here to copper. Give me some more coal. All right. More coal. This early game, that's what you're doing is running around and putting coal in things. Doesn't take too long. We're not going to be in this mode too long. So now we're making pollution. In fact, you can even see the smoke going up there. If you go to the map, this button here will display the pollution cloud. So you want to keep track of that pollution, because if it gets up here to a biter base, well, not immediately, but the biters will start getting angry and they'll come and attack you when that pollution gets up there. So kind of keep an eye on that. And I'll show you how to deal with biters. Don't worry about that. It might take some practice, but I'm going to show you how I deal with biters. There's various techniques. not going to say mine is the best. Just what I like doing. Okay, power plant. I want a boiler and 2 steam engines and an offshore pump. I want 2 labs. I want a burner inserter. I need some electric poles here. I need a pipe to ground and an iron chest. Okay. I want at least 10 science packs, so right click 5, right click 5 again, that's 10. So I've queued up a bunch of things down here in the crafting menu, lower left corner of the screen. You can see what I'm crafting. Power plant requires water. There's a lake or pond to the right over here, so let's use that. Oh, let's see, which direction do I want the power? Let's go, well, let's see, let me take a look at this. Yeah, there's room here. Let me get this rock out of the way. Do I have my offshore pump? Yes. Let's put the pump here. I use a, did I make the pipe to ground? Oh, I'm working on it now. I use a pipe to ground just so I can walk between the, just so I can walk through here. I'll show you once the pipe is ready. I'm getting some fish out of the pond here. Fish are your first aid packs in Factorio. In fact, let me put those on the quick bar here. There we go. Let me grab a few more. Just hold down the right mouse button on the fish. If you do the, if you select this deconstruction planner and drag it across the fish, it will freeze them so they don't move. Makes it a little easier to pick them up. So just give me those fish. If you take damage, if the biters attack and you're taking damage, just pick up your fish and just click the ground. You don't need to click on yourself, just click on the ground. And each time you click, you'll get some healing. There's a delay. You can't click like crazy, but it's not bad. You click and then there's a bit of a delay and you can click again to get some healing. I like to have about 50 fish. Oh, there's 50. There's another batch. It's 5 for each one fish is actually 5 fish. So. Okay, so there's some fish. Do I have my pipe now? Yes, I do. So I'm just going to put a pipe here like this. Again, that's just so I can walk through here. And then here's my boiler. Now, notice this boiler, on where my character is, there's a water droplet. And on the other end is a water droplet. And on the top one there's a steam symbol. So the water goes in on either end. And the steam comes out on where the steam symbol is, and that's where your steam engines go. You can put 2 steam engines on one boiler, and it needs something to burn. I'm going to put some coal in this chest, and I made a burner inserter, and burner inserter feeds itself with coal, and then it puts coal into the boiler. Now it says there's this plug symbol. It says there's no electrical connection. So electrical connection means power poles, and I use the small electric poles. And this is what I like to do. I just start right here as close as I can to that boiler and just hold down the left mouse button and just count off so that there's the one offshore pump can provide enough water for 20 boilers. So I'm going to count off so that I have space for 20 boilers. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So there's 20 boilers, or room for 20 boilers. Like that. And then I can bring power over this way. I'm going to press Q, hold down the left mouse, and bring power over here. Like that. I made myself a couple labs. They need power. Let's go right here. And I crafted some science packs. I'm going to do control right click, control left click to put science packs in the labs. Now I can do some research. Okay, the research that you can select, these are the science packs that I made, the red ones right here, the automation science pack. And it tells you when you press T, here's the items you can research. And it tells you how many science packs are required for each item. So this automation, which says is available, requires, so what does this mean? It means each research cycle uses one science pack. It's 10 seconds per cycle, and it requires 10 cycles. So it's going to require 10 science packs, 10 seconds each per lab. So if you have multiple labs like I do, the research will go faster. If you have twice as many labs like I do, we can do the research twice as fast. So that one will give us the ability to make assembly machines. That's good. You can do optics, which I don't really care that much about, and then gun turrets. So that's the same thing. 10 science packs, 10 seconds each, 10 of them. And then military, notice it's different. The military speed, the speed per research cycle is slower. So this automation, it's 10 seconds per cycle, but military, it's 15 seconds per cycle. So it takes a little longer. It's the same number of science packs, it just takes longer. So I'm going to do automation. Start research. Now I enabled the queue, the research queue. If you don't enable the research queue, you can only do one at a time, but I have the research queue enabled. So I'm going to do that one, and then I'm going to do that one, I'm going to do that one, I'm going to do that one. I'm just holding down shift, and I'm clicking on the item that I want, the research item that I want. Okay, so now I've filled up the queue, and now it's going to do research. Now I can craft more things while that's happening. Maybe I want to craft more of those. I can run around and keep my smelting fed with coal while that research is happening. Control right click. Just give these some coal. Same thing over here with copper. And I'm always conscious of the fact that I'm creating pollution, and those biters are not going to like that if it gets out there to the biters. Speaking of getting out to the biters and keeping track of pollution, I went to the military, or combat tab rather. I'm going to make a couple radar. I have more science packs I crafted. Control right click, control left click. Okay, so that research completed. Okay, that was the automation, which allows me to make assembly machines. So I'm going to make some assembly machines. I'm going to set up a very early little build here to automate the production of these science packs. Okay, so I did what? I did I did 4 of those. And I want 2 more labs. And I want some inserters. Okay, now I'll show you the little setup that I use. Okay, so put a couple machines, select the recipe, click the machine, and there's different recipes, different things you can build. So under intermediate products is automation science pack. So I'm going to click that. So now with Alt key, with the Alt mode on, again this is Alt key, with Alt mode, you can see what the machine is going to make. So now I'm going to copy that recipe, Shift right click. I'm going to paste it over here, Shift left click. So now that recipe's over there. So did I make some inserters? Oh, I'm working on it. I'm crafting stuff down here in my little crafting queue. Okay, so I need another machine down here. This one needs to make gear, like that. And where's my inserters? Oh, there they are. They're still being crafted. Okay. Oh, I have a couple more. Did I make another machine? Yeah, I did make another machine. So this goes here. Okay, so I don't have another assembly machine. If I press Q, if you hover over something and press Q, you'll select it if you have it in your inventory. If you don't have it, you'll get a little ghost. You can still put the ghost there for planning purposes, but I don't have the actual machine crafted yet. And so now, okay, here's my inserters. Inserters, I want you to go here on the quick bar. So inserter there, inserter there, inserter there. Notice there's an arrow on the inserter to point to, which way it places things. I think that's a setting. I think that's a setting. I've been playing so long. Yeah, show inserter arrows in alt mode. I don't remember what the default settings are. I apologize. I've played this game so long that I don't even remember if that's default or not. But anyway, you can see which direction the inserter is going to place items. Yeah, see, so okay, so it's only one so here, let me put an inserter here. Okay, so let's go settings, interface, show inserter arrows in alt mode. Let's turn that on. Okay, so now I'm not hovering over the inserter. So in alt mode, the arrows are visible. Okay, that's not the way I typically play, and I don't remember what the default is. I apologize. So settings, interface, show inserter arrows in alt mode. I'm going to turn that back off. You don't need that in alt mode because when you hover over it, it shows the arrow. See, it shows the arrow when you hover over it with the mouse. So that's just the way I'm used to doing it. Okay, did I get my machine here? I did. Okay, so shift right click and left click. Okay, give me some power. You need iron plate. I'll need an iron chest. Give me that iron chest. There's iron chest. Control click, give you some iron plate. This recipe requires a gear and a copper plate. Now, how do I know that one gear machine can feed all four of these? If you click on the machine and then hover over the item you're building, it'll tell you the crafting time. So it's half a second crafting time. And if you do the same thing over here, it'll tell you how long it takes to craft this, which is 5 seconds. And it says it requires 1 iron gear wheel. So this one machine can supply gears for these 4 machines easily. Not a problem. Okay. And now these machines, in addition to gear, they need copper plate. So all I do is I just manually feed in copper plate. I just hold the copper plate and then hold down control and right mouse and drag across like that. And I want to put a couple labs down here and a couple inserters right here. And I'm pressing Q. I'm pointing at that small electric pole and pressing Q. So there's my real simple early game science setup. And it does the job. I mean, it provides enough science while I'm running around doing things, putting coal everywhere. Science is running. That's what I want. We'll do a more elaborate setup next for the next science, but that'll get me through all of the automation science research normally. That's the red one. Check the map. Pollution's growing. Now I can't see over here. Okay, so this could be a problem, right? There could be a biter base over there, and it may be the pollution's hitting that biter base because we can't see the fog of war over there. So let's, I'm going to make a radar. Oh, I did make a radar. Okay, so here, I'm going to put my radar over here. So what radar does, if I go to map view, well, you are a radar. Your character is. So you can zoom in and see details. Okay. But where you don't have radar, like down here, you can't. I can't see any detail down there. So what radar does is it gives you the same view that you would have, that your character would have if you were standing there. So I'm going to put radar here, and let's go down here, and well, I don't know, let's go up here. Let's see, where is the pollution? Pollution's going this way. Let's go over this way and put a radar. Come here, electricity. Let's put a radar over here. Okay, so now what this is going to do is, oh, let me get out of the way. Let me get out of the way here, and I'll demonstrate. Okay, so now with that radar, we can zoom in, and we can see detail just like we're there in real time. This is in real time, in the range that the radar can see. So it goes down to here, right there, and then we no longer have a real-time view. We now just have the old view, which is just showing resources. But what the radar will also do is, if I see one, right here, it also scans out a farther distance, but it's slower, and it's real time for a moment. Well, for a little while. So it's real time right now, and now it's not. And that square, that size square, will be scanned all the way around pretty far. It's like out, 3 or 4 of those. I can't remember. It's like 3 or 4 of those squares in distance. So we'll scan out, pretty far, and we'll reveal more biter bases and more resources. So that's a good thing to do that. It does use power. Radars use power, so don't go crazy with them. You'll run out of power if you do. Okay, let me just feed coal to everything, and then now check your iron plate supply. Keep this fed with iron plate, and then keep your copper in here. Control right mouse, and just drag across, and that'll just kind of distribute things evenly in those machines, and keep them fed with, with copper plate. What did I say? Iron plate? Anyway, copper plate, and that'll keep the research going. Now, I'm not crafting anything. I want to craft some things. So I did the research. I can now make turrets, and I can make a submachine gun. So I'm going to make a submachine gun for myself. I'm going to make a light armor. I'm going to make some turrets. I need copper. There we go. There's some turrets, some ammo. Right click is 5. There we go. So I'm crafting a bunch of ammo. I'm going to put some turrets around. I also want... Can I make... Yeah, so I'm going to make an electric mining drill. Actually, I'm going to make 2. I'm going to start mining some stone. I'm going to need more stone here pretty quick. Okay, so let's see. Where's my turrets? Turrets. So you can go here. There you go, turrets. So you can see when you're holding a turret, the bright circle, that's the how far it can shoot. And just put it around your base, wherever your pollution sources are, and then give it some ammunition. Just grab your ammo here in the lower left corner, and I'm just going to hover over it and press Z. And each click you hear there is one magazine going in. Now I'm making more ammo. Oh, I have this pistol now and a submachine gun. I don't want the pistol anymore. So I'm going to put the pistol in the spaceship over here. I'm going to use this as a storage chest. And put the pistol in there. I don't want it getting in the way. I don't want it being selected by accident. I never want that thing again. Okay, I just want the submachine guns. And I put the pistol in the spaceship. And just keep feeding everything here with coal. And harvesting your iron. And getting your coal. Harvesting your copper. There we go. And checking your map for pollution. Okay. And that's how you start. Well, that's how I start in Factorio. And I've queued up research that's using the automation science. Let's finish your, let's see, I want heavy armor. I want walls. I want steel axe. Let's see, damage, shooting speed. So I'm continuing to queue up research items. You can see we're running out of the automation research, the red one. And the next one we're going to need is the green science, the logistics science pack, to go any farther. You can see with the science packs that are required. So that's what I'll show you next time is my little build. that I use for logistics science. Now, if you wanted to, which I do sometimes, this right here, Military 2, we don't need it in this playthrough, I don't think, but Military 2 gives you access to piercing rounds and grenades. Those are very nice if you are going to need to do combat. So you could manually craft enough of the science packs, 20 of the green science packs, to do that research if you wanted to. So if you wanted to queue that up in your personal research, you could do that. I can't do it now because, see, it's not even available. That was one of the research items that I selected, is the logistics science pack, which I'm researching now. So once that's completed, I could build those, or I could set up assembly machines to build those, but I have a separate build I'll show you for that. So there's how I start Factorio. If you're playing along at home using this map seed, I'll show you my progress. Well, I'll just keep using the same map. So if you have any questions or comments, you can type them into the comment area. I do thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.